It goes 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Now here we go. So today we gonna talk about Xbox got no games. That is the subject for today. And if you stick around to the end of the video, you will know exactly what that phrase means and why it just destroys so many fanboys and bots and bot ultras and just makes them want to cry. Okay, so today Xbox got no games. So we're going to answer 2 specific questions. We may go on a little tangent, but for sure we're going to answer these 2 specific questions. The first question is the phrase Xbox got no games. What does it actually mean? Okay, we're going to answer that. And then the second question that we're going to answer is what has to happen in order for the community to stop saying Xbox got no games, right? So we're going to dig into why the phrase exists and what it means exactly. And then we're going to cover what must happen for this whole stigma to go away and for all of us to stop saying Xbox got no games so that these bots and these bot ultras can live in peace. Okay, so where does the phrase come from? Xbox got no games. All right, so first, it's real funny, right? Especially to me, I find it hilarious watching these bots and these bot ultras try to defend the fact that Xbox ain't got no games. So they do everything in their power, right? So the first thing they'll do is well, I got games on mine, or I played a game last night and I got a game and my Xbox got games. All this little silly bullshit, right? Because they do not want to accept the fact that their console is devoid of games. So now everyone knows what an idiom is. Well, if you don't, then you're about to learn it right now. So an idiom is just basically an expression that you use in natural language, and those unique combination of words mean something different than if those words were taken literally or used separately. So for example, if I were to say it's raining cats and dogs outside, everyone knows that when a person says that, it doesn't mean that if you look outside that dogs and cats are falling from the sky, right? Like, that's a ridiculous claim. Everyone knows what that means, which is that it's raining really hard or it's raining really heavy. Another thing, if I were to say, okay, she's counting on me or he's counting on me, right? That doesn't mean that there is a woman or a man standing on me and counting from 1 to 100 or something, like they're actually counting while they're on me. No, absolutely not. What it means is that they depend on me. The phrase he's counting on me is an idiom. You can't look at those words individually for what they mean. You have to look at those words for what they mean as a group, as a collection. If someone was to say it's time to hit the hay, that means that it's time to go to bed or time to go lay down. It does not mean that they gonna go punch some hay or something silly like that, right? So it's funny watching these hypersensitive bots and bot ultras running around crying, well, my system got games, my system got games. The phrase Xbox got no games is a fucking idiom. And what it means, for those of you that don't know, pay attention, write it down, remember it. Whatever you need to do, the phrase Xbox got no games is a very specific phrase and it means a very specific thing. The phrase Xbox got no games simply means that the Xbox platform is devoid of AAA banging exclusives that drive people to the platform in order to experience those gaming experiences other than Halo, Gears, and Forza. That's what the phrase means. It's 2 parts. It means that there are no new compelling AAA banging IPs, and the AAA IPs that you do get are going to be simple rehashes of Halo, Gears, Forza. That's it. Kids Move even made a song, Halo, Gears, Forza. It's on this channel. Go listen to it right now. It's a pretty good song, actually. Halo, Gears, and Forza. Halo, Gears, and Forza. So again, that's what the phrase means. That Xbox is devoid of compelling AAA bangers that are new to drive people to the platform. And if you invest in Xbox, all you're going to get is rehashes of Halo, Gears, Forza. Halo, Gears, Forza, and nothing else. No new IPs, nothing being created new, no new innovation, no taking gaming in any different direction. It is just rehashes of the same stuff over and over and over, all generation long. What are you going to get? No new IPs. This is why it was a big deal when PlayStation said, hey, we got 25 titles in development, half of them are new IPs. Why? Because that's what people want. Yes, we want established IPs. We want Halo, we want Gears, we want Forza. The problem is we don't only want Halo, Gears, and Forza. You got to give people something new. You got to give gamers new experiences. Now, remember that Xbox was thinking that, single player was dead, and all they really needed to do was build these multiplayer games that you can play for 7, 8, 9 years at a time. And so they didn't really need to make any other new games in between there, right? Like they didn't need to make what the Xbox fan base calls quote unquote one and dones. The Xbox platform is against that concept. They want to make multiplayer games so that you play the same game for years and so that they don't have to keep making a bunch of new games. And that's exactly what they wanted to do, and that's exactly where they ended up. Xbox got no games. There is nothing on the platform that is compelling to drive you to it. Nothing exclusive is what I'm saying. No big blockbuster AAA exclusives. Anything you play on Xbox, you can play anywhere else. You don't need an Xbox for any of this stuff. And I'm not even talking about the PC stuff, right? I'm only talking consoles. The PC is a separate conversation. I'll get to that in a later video. But if we're only talking about gaming consoles, we're leaving PC out of it. Xbox console exclusives, PlayStation console exclusives, Nintendo console exclusives. If you look there only, there is nothing you can get on Xbox that you can't play on PlayStation. That is a big AAA blockbuster title. In the olden days, we would call these system sellers, right? There are no system sellers on Xbox. There is nothing that makes you say, man, I need that and I gotta go get me an Xbox because I can't live without that game. It doesn't exist. On Xbox, you're gonna get Halo, you're gonna get Gears, and you're gonna get Forza. And they expect you to play each one of those for years at a time. They are not trying to fill in the gaps with exciting, new, refreshing, single player experiences. They don't want it. It is against what they stand for, and obviously as a result you see they focusing on all of these games. They have some multiplayer component, and the single player stuff like is there. They'll have a little campaign, blah blah blah, but at the end of the day, that's all you're gonna get. Now they do have Flight Sim coming to consoles, which should be here tomorrow. So by the time some of y'all watch this video, Flight Sim will be there. And so there's this whole thing going on about Flight Sim. Is it a simulator? Is it a game? I'm not going to participate in that because I told my Xbox friends that I would not do anything to create a distraction during the launch of the Flight Sim. So I'm going to be silent on that. I do have something to say, but I'm going to wait a few weeks and just let everybody else run with it. I'm only going to focus on my own thing during that time. Okay, so now, given that the phrase Xbox got no games means that there are no system sellers, that everything that you get is a rehash of Halo, Gears, and Forza, and they're going to give you these games with these multiplayer components expecting you to play the same game 5, 6, 7, 8 years at a time, or 3, 4 years at a time, whatever frequency you want. They're not going to be filling in the gaps with new, refreshing, exciting experiences, right? Like that just doesn't exist. So given then that's what the phrase means, then the answer to the next question, which is what does it take for it to go away? It should be obvious to anybody that is following along. It is abundantly obvious what the solution is. Xbox needs to get AAA exclusive bangers that can only be played on that console. Again, I don't care about PC. If it's on PC, fine. And the content that they have needs to be compelling enough to draw people to the platform. And the compelling experience that they create cannot be Halo, Gears, or Forza. We already know that they're going to give us a rehash of Halo, Gears, and Forza. So in order for them to get rid of this label, they have to give us banging new IPs that is not Halo, Gears, or Forza. Now, I'm being more lenient than let's say my Pegasus brethren, because from their point of view, none of the games can be Halo, Gears, or Forza. If we get another Halo, another Gears, another Forza, the conversation gonna continue as is. Xbox got no games. But me personally, I don't care if Xbox has 3 games and one of them is Halo, Gears, or Forza. I don't care, pick whichever. And they have 2 other games, new AAA banging IPs that are not Halo, Gears, or Forza. In my opinion, then the drought is over with, because in addition to one of the bangers, the established categories, we also now have 2 new banging AAA IPs that we can enjoy. From my point of view, that's a win, and I will stop saying Xbox got no games. Absolutely, I'll be happy to say it. No one will be happier than me when Xbox finally has games. Who invests the thousands of dollars into a platform that I have in order to be satisfied with the output that they've had thus far? Man, stop it. Miss me with that bullshit. So for me, I want Xbox to have games. I want them to succeed. I want shit to do on my Xbox that is AAA, blockbuster, banging, high quality experiences. Again, nothing wrong with these smaller experiences. All of that stuff is great, but it can't be only that. We need system sellers as well. And if we don't get it, we're going to keep saying the same thing. Xbox got no games. So you can run around Damage Control and crying about it's got this little indie title and it's got this little AA title. I'm not going to throw shade at none of these games, because a lot of these games are excellent in their own right. But at the end of the day, they are not system sellers. They are not things that will draw people into the store clamoring to get this device. Given that's the way we judge these things, given that's the way that the community judges the need for a console, is what game can I get on it that is so compelling that I am forced to get this console, because I can't live without that gaming experience. And again, I say it cannot be rehashes of Halo, Gears, Forza. It don't matter how much they innovate on those 3 titles, they have to give more than that. We expect them to bring all that they have with those titles. That is part of the problem. That's all they do, is bring all that they have with those titles. So for me, if they give me Halo or Gears or Forza, so it looks like it's going to be Halo and Forza. So now they still need 2 more games, because I'm setting the bar low. Give me 3 banging AAA IPs, of which 2 of them are not Halo, Gears, Forza. And until then, it's going to remain true that Xbox got no games. I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care how you feel. You can try to argue with the community that it does have games. We will continue to laugh in your face. We will continue to mock you. We will continue to have conversations about how silly you are, because at the end of the day, everybody knows Xbox got no games. It shows up in the data. It shows up in the sales figures. It shows up in the Game Pass stats, usages, all of that shit, games played, all of that. It's all there for everyone to see. So you can try to ignore it all you fucking want to. All you doing is making yourself look more stupid than you already did. If you want the problem fixed, then join with us and help Xbox understand that we want new AAA IPs. And we don't, like, you can't trade one for the other, right? You can't sacrifice Halo, Gears, and Forza for new IPs. No, we want Halo, Gears, and Forza and new IPs, not one or the other. Raise the bar, set the bar higher for this fucking corporation. Give gamers what gamers want. We want banging new AAA exclusives that drive people to the platform, an experience that can only be had there, in addition to the experiences that we've come to expect already. Give me 3 games, one of which can be Halo, Gears, or Forza, but not more than one. So where it stands right now, there's 6 games in 6 months. That ain't doing shit. Xbox still got no game, because 2 of those games are Halo and Forza. I've already said only one of them can be Halo, Gears, or Forza. So Xbox needs 2 more banging AAA exclusives before I'm willing to stop saying Xbox got no games. So really, as it stands for the immediate future, now through the end of the year on into next year, unless they have some surprises for us, it's blatantly obvious Xbox got no games. And there it is. Now, if you enjoyed what you just experienced, go ahead and hit the like button. A brother surely will appreciate it. If you did not like what you just experienced, then go ahead and hit the dislike button. But I know one thing, like it or not like it, you cannot hide from it. That is for sure. It is what it is. If you're feeling some type of way about what's going on or what was presented, then the comments are open. Go ahead and speak your piece, and I will do my best to respond to you. Y'all know where to find me on Twitter. It's at Optimus Code. You got something you want to say, go ahead and speak your piece. Hey, if you're feeling the content, man, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We got more good stuff coming for you, man. It's time to tell the truth about these gaming platforms, man. Enough with the kid gloves. It's time for honest conversation without being held back. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.